Oh, okay. Okay. Is anyone here from 4245 Sampson Street?
Yes. Just making sure you could hear me. This is Hal Coffey of Clark Hill, representing Franjo Construction.
How you doing, Hal?
Good. How are you?
Are you the only one going to be testifying?
No, we'll also have Frank Hewitt and Brendan Gallagher of Franjo. They're on the F Hewitt feed.
Okay.
And Forrest Passerin from Red Rocks Group.
Okay. You're a lawyer, right?
I am, sir.
Okay, so I don't have to swear you in. I have to swear the other three guys in.
Okay.
Okay. And you have Mr. Hewitt. Could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Who's the next guy with you?
That is Matthew Fisher.
Okay, Matthew, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, and one more guy is going to be testifying? And might that be?
This is Forrest Passer, but I'm actually a lawyer.
Oh, you're a lawyer? Okay, you know, we don't have to swear lawyers in because they always tell the truth, okay?
Okay.
So.
Why does everybody laugh?
Okay.
Why are
so,
you laughing? No.
So we're going to get started. All right. This is the case that what came before us before, and we believe that. Oh, okay. Read it into the record. Okay. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Ryan McSherry, Board Counsel.
Matthew Wojcik, LNI Supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay. All right. Bill, could you read that into the record, please?
I am. This is the first case on the docket, MI 2025-000346 for 4245 Sansom Street. Hal Coffey is the appellant, and he is present today.
Okay. Tom, could you tell us a little bit about this case?
So it's the department's belief that the violation that was issued, it was issued to the two owners of the properties in question. The appellant that filed this appeal is the contractor per their appeal paperwork. I believe that this should be caucused by the board in that there's a standing issue and that they are not actually the owner of the property. But that said, this matter has already been adjudicated with a ruling by the board, and we stand by that ruling. So with that, we would rest.
Okay, so the thing is that, in other words, that we can't go after the contractor. We have to either go after the owners. He's only doing work on a job. So we feel that that was given to the contractor in error, and we're going to dismiss the case against the contractor.
We certainly appreciate that. I just had a very quick question because we have relevant people here and want to be supportive of our client, Red Rocks Group, as well. That we had submitted, trying to submit items for dealing with the order from December 12th. One of which was to do a make safe permit. And we've been having some difficulty in being able to get that submitted, partially being that the property owner, Ms. Fullwood, and her counsel, Richard Coe, who were on the prior hearing. Mr. Coe, as our understanding, had an engineer who was going to be able to submit what was needed for a make safe permit. We haven't had any communication back from Ms. Fullwood or Mr. Coe since the hearing after numerous tries. So we had submitted on behalf of Red Rocks Group, or tried to, a timeline of our communications of trying to get things done and making a recommendation for demolition of 4243 Sansom to bring it into compliance with the BBS order. My client could speak to it. Mr. Hewitt can speak to the fact that they haven't been able to submit to the Eclipse system because it requires, I believe because it requires some sort of drawings or plans. There are none because we don't have access to the property as not the owner of the standing property. And it would be best if they would submit something there. So our only submission is to seek demolition. Mr. Hewitt, is that pretty accurate for our current process?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So just because we had people here who were involved in that pipeline, just wanted to see if there's a better way of being able to resolve it, or if you've received something from Mr. Coe or Ms. Fullwood for a Make Safe or other kind of submission that could give us a little bit of relief that we're not scrambling for no good reason.
So I'm going to object to that because that's not in front of this board. I'm going to refer to the board's counsel for that ruling, but in matters of this case, the appeal was filed by the contractor. The board has already adjudicated and already made their ruling. With that, I'll rest.
So, what do we do now?
I just want to make sure the record is clear. So is the board is sustaining the appeal and finding that the violation was issued to the contractor in error?
Mhm.
Is that correct, Mr. Chairperson?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I guess I'll reach out to the solicitor after this and see if there's anything else we can do on that submission. So thank you for your time. We appreciate
Okay.
it.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Is anybody in the room from 2925 West Fletcher Street?
Yes, Ava Killian.
Okay. Are you going to be testifying?
Yeah, I, without wasting your time, this is the first time I've ever been in here. I'm going to be respectful of your time, but there was my aunt is the owner of the property. Her name is Shirley Ment. She passed away 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. It was in the
Excuse me,
middle of.
hold on a second. I have to, if we're gonna be, you're gonna be testifying, I have to swear you in first and
Okay.
get it into the record, okay? Could you state your name, please?
Ava Killian.
Okay, Miss Killian, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do?
Is there anybody else going to be testifying?
No.
Okay, we'll get started then. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Okay.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Ryan McSherry, Board Counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, LNI Supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Phil, could you read that into the record, please?
Okay, so this is case number 2, appeal number MI-2025-000181 for 2925 West Fletcher Street.
Okay, Tom, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about this?
So what I have is the property at 2925 through 27 Fletcher Street has been declared eminently dangerous. And through the appeals paperwork or the appellant's paperwork that was filed with the department, they make the representation that they are the administrator for the estate and that they are in the process of selling the property for demolition. With that said, going to cut right to it, show photos of the property. And at the conclusion of my presentation or my evidence packet, I'll be asking for a permit or a permit to be issued within the next 30 days as this property has been declared as eminently dangerous. So I'll share my screen now. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
This is the property here with the posting of the property. You can see that the posting has been affixed to the one-story garage portion of the property. And I'll cut right to the next photographs, show that there's a tree that is taken root and gone through the property itself. So we are looking for a permit to be issued for the property within 30 days.
Okay. Ms. Killian, what do you have to say about the case?
that the tree that it's going through, it's not going through the actual residence, that's going through the garage. It's not the actual residence, it's the 2925 is the residence, 2927 is the garage. And the tree that the photographs are not going through the house, it's going through the garage, it is true. Because it's been open for many years. Like I said, my aunt had it for over 20 years from her brother. And when she passed away suddenly, unexpectedly, it was, given to me to try to get rid of and put this property into a trust for her grandkids. I had to put out a PSA for some family members, not to get too convoluted, trying to get the work done. But I did go into the property. Properties are now being listed through RE/MAX to be sold. I don't want to lose the properties because they're supposed to go in a trust for her great-grandchildren. So, I mean, with the fines and the stuff that are on it, and if you tear it down yourself, it won't be worth anything to leave to them. So, as I said, I'm trying my best to try and get it sold immediately. And even if we don't get the price that we want, speaking to the estate attorney, he told me to go even lower to get rid of it. So I didn't bring an attorney because I wasn't sure of how this was going to all pan out. I didn't think all these people were going to be here. This is my first time being in a situation like this. But I certainly don't want to lose the property to a demolition from the city charging out and all these things every day, and then it'd be worth absolutely nothing. As I said, that tree that's coming through the side is not coming through the actual residence, it's coming through the garage. And when I was there Saturday cleaning out the property, the adjacent property next door to it, because she owns the property next door to it, the person who made the complaint told me he's the one who put the complaint in because he wants to buy the house. I was like, well, why didn't you ask to buy the house before you call L&I? Now violations have to be taken care of in addition to that. But as I said, if you can just point me in the right direction, tell me what to do. I'm trying to get it done as quickly as possible. I can certainly try to get the wall to that garage cleared out. But the back garage, it all the way goes back, that is open. That's not the actual house, but that's the garage that goes back all the way almost to 29th and Dauphin Street, because the property goes from Fletcher Street almost all the way back to 29th and Dauphin. So that is open, that is exposed, but the house in and of itself is not falling apart. There's no holes in the roof of the actual residence, 2925. So if you could just what to do.
I'm going to ask if I can be put into a breakout room with Ms. Killian. I may have a solution, and then we can respond back to the board.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, Tom, let us know what you did.
Okay, so I believe we have an agreement in part, so maybe a 90% agreement. We're just disagree on timeline. So essentially, the city is willing to give 30 days to obtain the permit. And if not, we would do a enforcement by site improvement and demolish the garage. Ms. Killian is asking for additional time.
Okay. Ms. Killian, what additional time are you asking for?
90 days. I'm trying to sell the property. We have people that are coming in to get that are interested in the property. It's already listed. The signs are already up for it. And I want to make the responsibility of the person who purchases the property, because they're aware of it, because I put that in the paperwork that the realtor said I had to disclose where there are problems with the property, and I showed the violation. I'm just trying to, like I said, this is not for me. This is a trust for 3 minor children, and it's up, and I'm trying to do my best to take and get it sold so that I can, have money for them to inherit from their inheritance, as a trust.
Ms. Killian, is
But I'm throwing all of my cards here on the board and trying to see if I can get 90 days.
Ms. Killian, can anyone be hurt potentially with the garage in its current condition? Is there anyone
No.
that accesses that garage?
No one can get it. It's already boarded up. The person who owns the property next to it has a gate that goes all the way to the almost the other end of the yard, and it's closed off on both sides. So no one can get hurt from it.
Could, I don't know where the wall that collapsed is
on
located,
the
if it's
left.
on the property line or if it's,
Side of the garage that is gated off.
is it on a property line though?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're saying there's a fence next to it that would keep anybody from the other property out?
There's a fence on both sides, yes, on the front and on the back.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna slice the baby in half. We'll give you 60 days, okay?
Sounds good. I
All right,
appreciate that. So,
okay, everybody, good luck.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Rabowski. I appreciate it. Have a good day, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Good work, Tom. That's, I'd rather see that.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Is anyone here from 11 South 55th Street? Nobody's here? See? You were sent a letter for the board members. I'm requesting a continuance until February 20th. Is that the next day we meet? No? For the property of at 11 South 55th Street to gather the proper resources to begin correcting the problem. Paul W. Ford. Okay, let's read this into the record and make a decision if we're gonna do something.
This is case number 3, MI-2024-007138 for 11 South 55th Street. Paul Ford is the appellant.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Ryan McSherry, Board Counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, LNI Supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Tom, you're gonna be testifying on this. Could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, give us a little bit about,
I think before we begin, we need to make a decision on the continuance request and the issue of whether or not the appellant is here.
well, first of all, the appellant is not here, okay? So he wants a continuance to February 20th, and that's not a hearing date. Oh, it is one of the hearing dates, okay. Oh, okay, so
Can we have Debbie read this into the record before we?
she did.
My concern is this appeal was written in December of 2023, asking for more time. And now when a date for a hearing finally came up, we're getting asked for another month. I think it should be heard. I believe the appellant was notified that we were having the hearing today via email and a phone call. And
There was a hearing notice sent to him in the mail. So
Okay.
he came in to request the continuance. He
When did
was
he come
aware
in?
of the hearing.
When did he come in, Doug?
Yesterday, I believe.
Okay,
Tuesday.
well, we're
I'm
gonna
sorry, it came
continue
in
on with
Tuesday.
the hearing, okay?
Mm.
So, All right, Tom, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay, give us a little bit about about this project.
December 5th of 2023, we responded to an emergency call for the property at 11 South 55th Street. Unsafe case was written in response to fire damage that occurred at the property at 11 South 55th. In the interest of time, I will share my screen, but at the conclusion of my packet, I will be asking that the appellant be asked to obtain a permit within the next 30 days. So I'll share my screen now. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So this is a picture of the posting,
Mhm.
and this is a picture of the interior of the property with the fire damage of the interior. Going through, you have more photos that were taken December 5th of 2023. And these are photos taken showing on re-inspections that occurred this year, 2024. So that's essentially what we're looking at.
Okay.
So it looks like new windows were installed. Did you, on the reinspection in 2024, were you able to get any pictures in the rear of the property?
There's nothing uploaded to the case file that we have. That doesn't mean the inspector didn't go back there, but I don't have photos attached to the packet.
Could he tell if anyone was living there?
There's no indication on the record that the property is occupied.
Okay.
I will point out that the appellant does put the address of the appellant of the subject property. But I will say that according to the city records, the property is in a Lorraine Ford's name, not the appellant's name. So I don't know if there may be a standing issue as well.
Okay. Are you guys fine with 30 days to get a permit?
I am.
Ted, are you fine with 30 days?
Yes.
Okay. All right, 30 days to get a permit. Start work and then you do what you have to do after that, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay. Is anybody here from Lancaster Avenue? 5112 Lancaster Avenue.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm here on behalf of K&T Investments LLC.
Are you a lawyer?
I am.
Okay, you're going to be the only one testifying?
No, there's a member of K&T LLC present today.
Okay, and who is that?
That is Antoine Gardner.
Antoine Gardner, okay. Is Antoine, you're going to be testifying? Can I see a picture of Antoine? Is he? Okay, hi Antoine, how you doing, pal?
How you doing? All right?
Good, good. Could you raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, is there anyone else going to be testifying?
No.
Okay, good,
my
let's get started. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Ryan McSherry, Board Counsel.
Matthew Wojcik, LNI Supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
Case number 4 on today's schedule, MI-2024-006915 for the property at 5112 Lancaster Avenue. Paul Chung Esquire is the appellant, and he is present today.
Okay, Tom, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about this this home?
I'm going to ask if you would put us in a breakout room and we may have a solution for the board.
That's fantastic. Go ahead.
So
So
Did we come up with a solution?
So there's been an agreement between both parties that the department will accept a permit or ask for a permit to be in hand within 60 days.
Okay, you good with, everybody's good with that?
Yes,
Both
that is
sides?
correct. Yep.
Okay, good job, guys. That's how you do it.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, members of the board, and city, thank you for your courtesies.
No,
You're
thank,
welcome.
no, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Tom. You're a good mediator, pal. Way to go.
You got it. Have a good weekend.
All right, pal. Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, Don's just calling in. Yep. Oh. Okay. You here, Dimes?
Yeah, I'm here, Wayne.
All right, pal. All right. Next case. 2914 Girard Avenue. Nobody's here? Okay, take 5. And, okay, all right, so we'll get started. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member, but I will be disqualifying myself from this case.
Okay.
Ted August, board member.
John Dimes, Fire Code.
Ryan McSherry, Board of Council.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, LNI Supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, read that into the record, Deb.
This is case number 6 on the schedule for today. MI dash 2024 dash 007605 for 1317 Moore Street. Janice Woodcock is the appellant. And I think Joe, how do you say your last name? I'm sorry.
Berta.
Berta, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Joe Berta is here for that case.
Okay, Joe, are you a lawyer?
No.
Okay, so being you're testifying, could you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, Joe, you want to proceed with the case?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll share screen here.
absolutely, no problem at all.
Okay. So this is for a residential single family permit that we got approved and submitted an amendment. And the scope of the project is just the existing 2-story row house, and we're adding on a third level and then a pilot house and a roof deck. And the stairs, we're requesting that they be less than 36 inches due to the existing walls on the, I'm just gonna go to the plan here. The existing walls on the second floor, instead of having to, we don't want to go under 3 feet here. So we are proposing the new stair, which is kind of a continuation of the existing stair, to be 2'6". Oh, I'm sorry. The existing is 2'6". The new one will be 2'7". So under 3 feet, but it'll be an inch wider than the existing one.
So this is the stairs from the pilot house?
This is, yes, both the stair from the stair up to the new third level and the stair to the pilot house.
Okay, so level 3, you're only reducing it by 2 inches from 36 to 34?
Right here, are you looking at the 2'10" here? That,
Yeah.
yes, that's only at the bottom. But as you go up, it will be 2'6".
Okay, okay, got it. That's it. All right, fine.
All right, Joe, 2'7", again,
Yeah.
you said 2
Oh,
foot.
yes, sorry, my mistake.
Seven,
Yes, this
correct.
dimension is showing the existing. Yes, in the 2'7". Yes, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And that would be the same width all the way up from that point on, so it'll be consistent?
Right.
Okay.
okay. Matt, do you have any, Matthew, you have any issues with that?
I mean, the appeal form didn't give any explanation as for the reason why, so I don't really know what to say.
Okay,
It just explained what I remember the appeal form just said, this is what we're doing, this is what we're requesting.
mhm. Is this new
Crickets. It
construction?
didn't say anything else. It didn't give any reasons, if
Okay,
that matters.
hey, Joe, give us the reasons.
So the reasons is the existing, on this second floor here, we have an existing bedroom. And we don't want to have to move that wall over. If we do a 36-inch stair, then we'll be left with, the 2'6" there, for the hallway. So we are just prioritizing the hallway, over the stair in terms of space.
Yeah, I see a dimension in that, the bedroom 2 on the left there, at 7'8". Is that approximately the same width of that bedroom?
The existing bedroom here.
Yeah, that's sort of safe to say. So yeah,
Yes,
anything less than
yeah.
that would.
So it's already, yeah, it's pretty tight there.
Yeah, personally, I think prioritizing the hallway and maintaining that 3-foot dimension is more important there. Something has to give here. But I don't know. Wayne, how do you feel about that?
What is it now? It calls for 3 foot, and what is it now? 2'7"?
It's now 2'6". They're proposing to make it two of the existing and then continue it up. They're proposing to do it at 2'7".
Uh-huh.
Um, uh,
Um, I don't. And this is existing, right?
This is an existing, 2-story building, and we're adding a third and a roof deck and, with the pilot house.
Ted, do you have any, are you okay with it, or what do you think?
I'm okay with that. I think it would be, if you were to continue down, if you were to make it compliant and continue down to, you would, right, you would continue into an existing, narrower stair. So I think having it consistent the full height, given the nature of this, seems reasonable.
Didn't we have something like this before, similar to this?
We've had a number of cases over
Yeah,
over
okay.
years with sort of minimal divergence. I mean, the only option otherwise would be to make the hallway less than the 3'6". Sorry, the 3 foot, and in order to make the stair wider. And as I say, I think it's more important to keep the quarter width.
I'm good with it.
And John, Dimes, do you have it? Did you want to chime in before we make a decision?
No,
here?
I mean, it's fine. Like I said, it's an existing building, being consistent all the way up or down.
Right.
The situation, if we ever have to go through it, yeah, it makes it tighter because, of our equipment and stuff like that, ever to fight it. But we'd be walking through something that's a little smaller anyway. So it really doesn't, I don't think diminishes our capabilities at all. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, good. All right.
Okay.
All right,
Good.
Joe, good luck. You got
Great.
your variance. All right, pal?
Great. Thank you,
Right.
everybody. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Are they here? Okay, good, good. All right, okay. Who will be testifying for 2914 Girard Avenue today?
How are you? Bart Bida from Toner Architects.
Okay, and what's your name?
Bart Bida from
Okay, Bart.
Toner Architects.
Okay, you're not a lawyer, right?
I am not.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, who else is testifying?
I have Patrick Sherlock representing Fairmount CDC.
Hey, Patrick, let's get a look at you.
Hello, how are you?
All right, Patrick, please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, who's the next guy or girl?
Me.
Who's
Ian
me?
Toner from Toner Architects.
Okay, all right, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Is there anyone else?
I don't believe so. Oh, maybe.
Okay,
I just wanted to acknowledge that one of our board members, member of our real estate committee, Janine Dankoff, who is a lawyer, is here as well.
okay, Janine, we don't have to swear you in because lawyers never lie, okay? So, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
John Dimes, Fire Code.
Ryan McSherry, board counsel.
And Matthew Wojcik, LNI supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
This is case number 5 on today's schedule, MI-2024-007600 for 2914 Girard Avenue.
Okay, whoever's going to present the case, please do.
All right, I'll start off. First of all, thank you for having us. But before I get into the weeds of the project, I just want Patrick to introduce himself and kind of explain his involvement with the project.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Thank you. I'm Patrick Sherlock, as Bart mentioned. I'm the executive director of the Fairmount Community Development Corporation. We're a nonprofit community development organization founded in 1999, and we support local business owners in Spring Garden, Fairmount, Brewerytown, Francisville, and Lower North Philadelphia. We support about 300 plus community-owned businesses. We run community building events and entrepreneurship programs. We have 2 full-time staff and a board of directors that supports us, including Janine Dankoff, who's a former board member and a member of our real estate community, who's been supporting this project. We received funding from the State Department of Community and Economic Development in 1999 and in 2019 and 2020 to buy and fit out a building on West Girard Avenue as a business resource center for the community. And with that funding, we bought 2914 West Girard in May of 2023 with the intent to convert the vacant first floor, which had been a daycare facility, to an office and community space to house this business resource center. We were familiar with the 2015 use permit that we saw before the purchase and intended to continue with the second floor and third floor being occupied as rental residences. And we went before the Zoning Board of Adjustment in December of 2023 to update that use permit so that the second floor was going to be a residential rental, third floor residential rental, and the first floor continuing as that office and community space. So continuing the current uses. We've been working with Toner Architects throughout on the design of the project and building improvements. And doing all of that, they've been very helpful to us because we are a small nonprofit and do have a limited budget for this work. And we're grateful to be before the board today to talk about how we can potentially continue with this project.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything else that's helpful to share, Bart or Ian or Janine?
No, I think you nailed it.
Okay, so with the change of occupancy, the refusal was for a sprinkler system? What's the?
It's
Yeah.
yeah, multiple refusals. I don't know if I can share my screen and kind of
Sure, go ahead.
take from there. Great, awesome. All right, can you guys see that?
Yes, we can.
Great. So as Patrick mentioned, this is the building we're referring to. It's an existing 3-story building, most previously used as a daycare at the first floor, and then 2 residential units at the second and third floor, although that's kind of becoming the point of contention here. So I'll go over to the refusals. Can you see the refusals now? Or-
Yes, we can.
Perfect, okay. So there's multiple. I'm not gonna go into extreme detail with all of them because I think all of these kind of become a null point once I explain this code interpretation. I think that is tripping us up here. But essentially, as you know, as was already discussed, our scope of work involved the change of occupancy from the existing daycare space to a Group B office space at the first floor, and then accessory utilities and storage mechanical space down in the basement. No work was proposed at the upper floors other than the floor necessary to create the required separation and essentially just increase life safety for the residents above, as this is an older building. That said, these are the refusals that were issued. The first one is being interpreted as the residential units also undergoing a change of occupancy. A lot of these, oh, sorry, no, this one, yeah, apologies. But all the refusals stem from the residential units being considered a change of occupancy. So the first refusal refers to the sprinkler system, correct? The second refusal refers all to dimensional discrepancies or dimensional issues that we have as it is an existing building. The stairway is a little narrower than it should be. Hallways are a little narrower than it should be, etc. Railings, these kinds of things. There is a winder stair, and I'll fly through a couple photos in a second. That certainly doesn't meet current stair dimensions. Some fire rating issues, as well as door ratings. So again, I'm not going to get into extreme detail with all these, but I'll go through the floor plan a bit. This is our demo plan. So just to kind of understand, basement, first floor has an entrance here, at which point this was the daycare space with the restroom in the rear and an existing rear deck. This is the shared stair to the residential units above. Entrance into this residential unit is here and here currently. There's two. Bedroom is back here, kitchen and living area here with a bathroom in the middle. The third floor unit is almost identical in terms of layout. I will share just to, let me scroll to the beginning here. But just to understand, the conditions of these units, here are some
seeing the photos.
Oh, great. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, just to demonstrate the condition of these apartments, it's clear that, these weren't renovated recently or anything like that. I'm not going to go through too much detail, but as you could tell, stairs are a little steeper than they need to be, a little narrower. I will say this, that I mentioned that the improvements that we were proposing were involved with life safety. So we did our due diligence and had exploratory demolition performed in numerous areas to determine what the current wall assemblies are and whether or not they needed to be improved to help in fire separation. And there's numerous areas where we are doing that, and that's proposed in our plans. Okay, great. So back to here. So the proposed plans essentially demonstrate, here is the upper floors remain the same other than addition of some fire rated drywall in certain areas, again, to create the required fire separation from a business occupancy and an R3, group R3, which is 1 or 2 units, which is what we have here. In terms of the floor plan for the business space, there's a small co-working area and a lounge up front, private office, restroom, and a kitchenette with a meeting room in the back. Quite simple. And then the basement is strictly used for utilities, storage, mechanical, etc. The section will show you that we are providing a 2-hour fire separation between the office space and the residential unit, or the group R3 occupancy where there is no change of occupancy. And then we are providing a 1-hour separation between the units themselves, as currently there is none. So that's kind of I'm not gonna go through the structural drawings, but you know, it's very clear that we've put a lot of time and effort into this. We are only applying for the building permit, but we do have MEP drawings as well, which I won't go through, but that will be ready to submit as soon as we have a building permit in hand. Now, the point of contention begins with the residential units at the second and third floor not being legalized. We were under the impression per the 2015 use permit that there was a daycare at the first floor, as mentioned, and then a single-family residential unit at the second floor, with the third floor being vacant, although it's very clear it's being used as a residence. That was how we approached this project, and knowing so that there would not be a change of occupancy or a change of occupancy classification. It's strictly a change of use within a group 3, therefore not requiring any sprinklers. We provided a 2-hour separation per table 508.4 of the 2018 IBC, which complies for the separation between a B and an R3. So again, it doesn't seem that there is too much evidence to say that it was the upper units were used as something else. It's clearly been laid out as residential units. Here are the zoning archives, which again, I understand are only zoning archives, not necessarily the certificates of occupancy. But again, in 2015, it was a single residential unit. Whereas if you go back to 2001, it was being used as a daycare at all 3 floors, apparently. To me, it just seems like they may have been using it as offices. But if you go further back, there's evidence of this building being used as a 3-unit apartment building as recently as 1999, I believe. This application was filed in 1999 to change it from a 3-apartment, 1 apartment each floor to a daycare at each floor. And then any zoning archive prior to that also has this as a 3-unit apartment building. As Patrick mentioned, we have obtained a zoning permit. We have obtained the variance for the described use, which office, business, and professional, residential, household living, 2-family. So let's go back to the refusals. Assuming the building does not, the residential units do not go under a change of occupancy classification or a change of occupancy group, and strictly a change of use within our group R3, fire protection is not required for the residential units. Fire protection or sprinkler system is not required for the business occupancy, given the square footage, the occupancy load, and the travel distances, which we've identified on our code plan, and which would all comply. Let's go back to that. The dimensional refusals are, again, all a result of the change of occupancy, where then the building undergoes a complete change of occupancy, thus requiring improvements to meet means of egress dimensions. So that kind of covers all of this, as well as the winder treads refusal. Fire ratings is mentioned. We have provided a 2-hour fire separation between the group B use and the group R3 use. 1-hour fire separation is provided between each apartment as part of our proposal. And that I believe covers it all. Any questions?
I'm gonna ask L&I if they have any record of it, the 3rd floor being not vacant.
As far as COs and like old variances from like the BBS, the last thing we have as far as like that CO was only for the first floor to be used as a daycare, and then on the BBS variance from 2001, it says the second and third floors were supposed to be sealed off, which evidently just did not happen.
how long have you guys owned this building?
We completed the purchase of the building in May 2023.
And when you purchased this, you didn't know what the usage was?
When we purchased it, there was a third floor tenant and a second floor tenant, and the first floor was vacant. And the second floor tenant has continued, and the third floor has continued to be occupied also.
Like I said, evidently this ceiling did not actually occur, and this entire time, the board has agreed that the second, third floors would be treated as if they did not exist, which is how that variance can get issued. So by submitting an application to renovate the second and third floors, therefore unsealing it, we then treat it as going from vacant and there being no occupancy to having an occupancy for the first time.
What was the original occupancy of this building when, I guess, went as far back as you can go?
I think Bart has that record, but basically being three separate family units.
3 family dwelling unit. Back in 1948.
So, Matthew, with that, and then do you still have the daycare on the first floor? No?
Well, the daycare has not been operating for
Okay.
about 2 years now, I believe.
Yeah, I think longer than that, but yeah, maybe more like 4 years.
Matthew, do you know why they were forced to seal the second floor and third floors? What the BBS letter says?
Okay, so the refusal items, let me look through this. Oh, number of exits. That's why. Because Group E needs at least 2 exits at the second and third floor. And it said only 1 exit there shall serve the second floor, and they were using the third floor. They were proposing to use it as just offices at their floor, like accessory offices to the daycare. But because they wanted the daycare at the first and second floors, they needed 2 exits at the second floor. They, I guess, could not or would not do that, so the board said that they had to seal off the second and third floors.
Matt, would that have been required if it had been a business use at the first floor instead of the daycare use?
I looked it up real quick. I mean, Group B would have rules for allowing 2 exits from the second floor. But today, but like they were using what code back then? That's 2001. That wouldn't even be IBC. That would be before that.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. And I do not believe I have a copy of that around here to see what that required in 2001 for Group E.
I will add this, that complying with any of the dimensional variances would essentially result in a total renovation and gut of each of these residential units. I mean, creating a wider stair opening pushes the stair out this way, which pushes the corridor, which then creates a pinch point here. Now you're demolishing the bathroom, which you understand, it just snowballs out of control. Plus, you now evict 2 tenants.
There was something in the table that you had that showed a 2-foot wide corridor at a couple of locations. Where does that happen? Is that within the unit or is that
2'7"? Yeah, that is, I will.
but below that, not the 2'7", it's the 2 foot. It says 2 foot.
It's a 2-foot corridor. Not the stair.
Where do you? 2'7", oh, 2 foot here,
yeah, right,
second
yeah.
floor hall with, yeah, so.
And then down below that says front entry landing, just to
2 foot.
just show
Yeah,
us.
yeah, and I'll show you exactly where those, yeah, where they are. The 2 foot corridor, I believe at the second floor, would be here. This area right here.
Within the unit.
What's within the unit, correct. This is within the unit. It's between the hallway and the kitchen area, where they've actually, in reality, they've chamfered or kind of curved this corner to give it a little more breathing room instead of squaring it off, as that is a tight area. But of course, you know, moving this wall now relocates the restroom.
Yeah.
Sliding this wall over now makes this too tight, the
Mm.
shared stairway too tight. The landing issue is here at the top floor where the stair, where the door is right at the stair, which again, providing a landing here, creates the same exact problem. You know, where this corridor is already too tight to begin.
Matthew, if the two upper residential units were there and legalized, would going from the use group E on the first floor to a B trigger a sprinkler system?
From E to B, no, it would not.
Okay.
That I know for sure.
And the stair enclosure, you're talking about a 2-hour separation between the first floor and the second floor. But the stair you're only proposing as a 1-hour enclosure?
Correct. So the stair only connects 3 floors, which is it is allowed to be a 1-hour enclosure. But we've basically, this is an exterior vestibule. We've eliminated, this door here is strictly a security gate. But the residential portion has its own entrance from the exterior, completely separate from the business entrance here at the front. So the the separation between the residential portion and the business portion has a 2-hour fire separation. We've provided a 2-hour fire separation under the stair, which then wraps, you know, the wall and this entire entrance enclosure. And then also at the floor between the group B and group R, 2-hour rating, 2-hour rating, all the way to this wall. Anything separating the residential use from the stair or the residential use from the other residential use is 1 hour as it's required to be.
Anybody
Okay.
else got any questions? I think we had a caucus. Ted and Amy. All right.
Yeah. Do we want any input from?
Yeah, I guess the way I'm looking at it is, if when the building was born, as far back as it goes, it sounds like it was a 3-unit. Maybe it has some changes over the course of time, but now the top 2 units are the same as when it was built. Going from an E to a B, I don't know if that changes the hazard group, but as far as a life hazard goes, having a child care center with potentially children younger than 2.5, at that point, it would have been an I2, makes it a little less threatening to life, going to a business occupancy. From a fire department perspective, fighting the fire, it's not going to change anything. So, you know, I would be under the inclination, because it really, again, I'll be under inclination to grant it, only because, you know, an R3 over a B would be better than an R3 over an E, and they're not changing anything else.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go to caucus and we'll be right back. All right, so is everybody in? Okay, so we looked at this. We are going to grant the variance because we feel that a business is a lot safer than a daycare center, a lower hazard. And the 2 apartments on the top floor originally, like John was saying, was probably there from the beginning. So we will grant the variance. Okay, guys, and good luck.
And that's for all of the items on the refusal, just to double check. There was a lot on there.
We weren't worried about the dimensional discrepancies.
Right. And then the stuff beneath that table, because it just kept going. I just want to make sure you saw everything, because like usually these don't go onto 2 pages.
Yeah, the way that's written, the way it was described, it appears that that 2-hour separation that happens horizontally is then sort of continued at the portion of the shaft so that there's a true 2-hour separation, for the business use. But so I think we're okay with that.
Okay, the only requirement we're looking at is the ratings for the doors. Okay, what's your ratings now for the doors?
The existing ratings. This is currently, let's go, we are replacing one of the doors within the stairwell right here, because that certainly does not comply as is. Again, we are making every attempt to make this as safe as possible. Find the sheet I'm looking for. Okay, great. 801. Yeah, so we have a 60-minute door within a 60-minute fire rated assembly here, because this is only separating the residential stair from the residence. This door will also be rated for 60 minutes as required, as will this one, B101. This door currently already is a rated hollow metal 1-hour rated door. The only, as is this one, sorry, the only one we're replacing to match that, to meet that requirement is this one right here, A201, which will be a fire rated hollow metal 1-hour rated door.
I'm just looking at the refusal and it says, whereas the doors in the 2-hour rated shaft stair enclosure must be rated 90 minutes.
Yes, that is.
Will we be meeting that?
The refusal states that if this were a complete change of occupancy, the entire stair would need to be rated 2 hours. However, we are only providing a 2-hour separation from the area undergoing a change of occupancy, the group B portion, and the existing R3, which is not undergoing a change of occupancy. And in that scenario, stairs connecting only 3 stories are permitted to be 1 hour. So that enclosure only needs to be 1 hour, not 2. Therefore, the 60-minute rated doors in a 1-hour enclosure.
But isn't the enclosure of the stair at the ground floor a 2-hour rated wall?
At the ground floor, correct.
Can we get a 90-minute door in there?
To the exterior? The door to the exterior does not need to be rated. The door here, we're not going to cheat, although it doesn't need to be, we are providing a 90-minute door here because the wall assembly is going to be continuous
Right.
to the basement, yeah. That should be a 90-minute rated door. 102 as it is, yeah.
All right, okay, all right, fine. All right, so you got the variances.
And just to be clear, does Ellen I have the drawings you presented today?
Yes, yep, these are the most recent ones that were submitted, correct.
Okay. All right, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
everyone.
Are you guys transitioning to fully in-person hearings in the future, or is it gonna be hybrid like this going forward?
Hybrid.
Okay, because I know the ZBA is trying to figure out what they're gonna do too, so I was curious about you.
I think they've started the same process that we're doing.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Good luck. Okay. All right, Ted.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, Ted will send you. Okay.
Did we stop
Mr.
recording?